3, go. Hi guys, this is it. This is the final episode of season 3, episode 10. Firstly, just as a reminder, at the end of this episode, we are going to be having the additional in-depth discussion with Zain Ali, the account holder, friend. I don't know why I keep on saying account holder. So we're going to be having an in-depth discussion on this one. And there was something else as well. So we're going to be having an in-depth discussion about this episode, about Game of Thrones now. It's going to be a two-part thing where the first part is going to be at the end of this episode, and the second half at the end or the beginning of season 5. So what we would have liked, which we might still be getting, is essentially question and answers, a whole bunch of questions from you guys for myself, considering I'm the one watching it. But we'll have questions anyway. But it's always nice to have a viewer submitted questions as well. So there's that, and then at some point, maybe at the end of season 4 or 5. We'll have potentially a live stream chat. Maybe even no, it would just be a live stream discussion. So that's something we're considering. If you guys want that, that would be great. Give us something to kind of get back to you guys. So that will have the same structure, question answers. We'll have our own, but we want to use you viewer submitted ones. So you could ask anything. What's my favorite character? What do I think of season 1, 2, or 3? Anything, any particular question about those or favorite characters, or what are my predictions? Considering I've never seen this show. Yeah, so this is obviously the last episode of the season, so let's get on with it.
You will release every slave in Yunkai. Reject.
What are you doing?
I have a list.
A list of people you mean to kill?
For laughing at me, do I look like Joffrey to you? Death seems a bit extreme. Fear of death, on the other hand.
You should learn to ignore them.
My lady, people have been laughing at me far longer than they've been laughing at you. I'm the half-man, the demon monkey, the imp.
You're a Lannister. I am the disgraced daughter of the traitor Ned Stark.
The disgraced daughter and the demon monkey were perfect for each other. Is that bad poetry, or is it supposed to mean something?
Robb Stark is dead. And his bitch mother. Write back to Lord Frey. Thank him for his service and command him to send Robb Stark's head. I'm going to serve it to Sansa at my wedding feast.
Your Grace, Lady Sansa is your aunt by marriage.
A joke? Joffrey did not mean it.
Yes, I did. I'm going to have it served to Sansa at my wedding feast.
Oh my!
She is no longer yours to torment.
Everyone, sir.
Oh, I'm a monster. Perhaps you should speak to me more softly then. Monsters are dangerous, and just now kings are dying like flies.
Oh, fuck him.
I could have your tongue out for saying that.
Let him make his threat.
The king! I will punish you.
Any man who must say, I am the king, is no true king. Make sure you understand that when I've won your war for you.
My father won the real war. He killed Prince Rhaegar. He took the crown while you hid on a costly rock.
The king is tired. See him to his chambers.
Come along.
Tired.
Brave man. No. He never would have risked such an action if he didn't have certain assurances.
Which he got from me. Do you disapprove?
I'm all for cheating. This is war. But to slaughter them at a wedding...
Explain to me why it is more noble to kill 10,000 men in battle than a dozen at dinner.
So that's why you did it? To save lives?
To end the war, to protect the family. Do you want to write a song for the dead Starks? Go ahead, write one. I'm in this world a little while longer. To defend the Lannisters, to defend my blood.
The Northerners will never forget.
Good. Let them remember what happens when they march on the south. I wanted to carry you into the sea and let the waves wash you away. Instead, I let you live. And I brought you up as my son. Because you're a Lannister.
Oh man, what a head fudge.
Well, Ramsay has his own way of doing things.
All girls won't lie. You had a good-sized cock. What? No. Pork sausage. You think I'm some sort of savage?
There's nowhere safe any longer. You know that.
What I know is what I saw. And if you saw it too, you'd run the other way.
You saw the White Walkers and the army of the dead.
How do you know that?
The Night's Watch can't stop them. The kings of Westeros and all their armies can't stop them.
But you're going to stop them.
Please, sir. I have to go north.
Leave the north now, or more boxes will follow with more Theon.
I'm going to march on the Dreadfort. I'm going to find my little brother. And I'm going to bring him home.
Okay.
What is it?
Dragon glass.
We found them at the Fist.
I wish I could. I really do.
you die?
Following me.
Damn.
Far from here, while there's still time.
Lord Ferris. If he wants me to leave, he can tell me himself.
Oh.
Even Joffrey.
Even Joffrey.
Hmm.
It was all I had once. Until we've dealt with all our enemies.
Every time we deal with an enemy, we create two more.
Then I suppose it will go on for quite a long time.
Okay, so clearly Arya's turned into a crazy little killer. So, as far as I know, this is the first time she's actually killed somebody. No, I don't think she has. Anyway, clearly she's upset, but this is going to be her path through a while of destruction.
Where did you get the knife?
I do know some things. I know I love you. I know you love me. I have to go home now.
Nice. Whoa, that's cool. Okay, essentially it was character development, people gaining power, some people losing power, some people losing testicles and genitalia and whatnot. Good episode. If I have anything to add, I'll just add it in a bit. But yeah, please subscribe, click the like button, comment, and enjoy the in-depth discussion that's coming up in a second. Take care. See you in the next one.
Oh, hello guys. It's Zainali here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. As you know, today is Halloween. So happy Halloween to all of you. Today, I would like to welcome you all in a special question and answer session with my one and only dear friend, Mr. Qasim Karawat. Hello, Qasim.
Hello.
Qasim, how are you today?
I'm doing good, not too bad. And yourself?
Not too bad, not too bad. Qasim, today we are having a special question and answer session with you on this special Halloween night at the end of season 3. Before I ask you any question, I would like to say that it took a lot of effort to convince you for Game of Thrones. But if you wouldn't have done it, I would have casted a devil's spell on you. But for now, I will keep that at one side because you're going so far so good with Game of Thrones. And my first question would be that you have been saying a lot in your videos that you're quite not hooked into Game of Thrones yet. And you have been saying that you like drama-based stuff more. So would you like to tell me, are you hooked on Game of Thrones or not yet?
So yeah, no, it's actually drama-based shows that I am not too keen on. It's more sci-fi and fantasy and things like that that I'm more keen to see naturally. I'm drawn to those naturally. I could happily sit there for hours watching episode per episode, but this one was, heavily drama-based and a lot of character development. So yeah, of course, I'm hooked now, but for
That's
very,
good.
yeah.
And another question, Qasim, is about uh, the. I think when I was writing some questions and I was preparing some of the questions, I was thinking we would also let our viewers know that hopefully we'll be doing a live streaming of our
That's right.
question and answer session, probably at the end of season 4 or 5. We'll see what feedback we get from this one, and then we'll be doing a live streaming. And the first question regarding Game of Thrones, I would like to ask, before going towards the characters, of course, is that Game of Thrones so far, has it, how much percentage of your expectations it has met?
So the nature of the show is essentially extremely drama based. So it's a lot of these character developments and stories are moving forward very slowly, and then every season something very interesting happens. Sometimes more interesting than others, but kind of the highlight for me personally is actually episode 9 of season 3, for obvious reasons.
Now we are talking. So it means, Qasim, that to get you hooked in, uh, it took a lot of people's lives, and before that, I think. So, Qasim, I would like to start from the very important point, which I think you just said that Red Wedding, episode 9, really hooked you in. So I would like to ask you, were you expecting the Red Wedding, what happened at Red Wedding? Were you expecting that?
Was I expecting a very likable, lovely character to be stabbed 3 times in the stomach and then throw her? But I think her throat was cut. Probably no, it wasn't. She was just stabbed 3 times. No, I was not expecting that. Was I expecting two additional, or 3 important characters to die? No. But who am I to say who is important?
As you know, in Game of Thrones, Qasim, you never know with any character.
No, but I think I don't know if I paused it in that moment, but when those doors were closed, when the bride and groom were carried away, the doors were closing. I thought, okay, no problem. They're going to have additional, maybe not so good conditions for the marriage, or something else, something like that. Murder was the most furthest thing from my mind in that moment. And obviously that because of that, I was even more surprised.
Oh, okay. I mean, I think all of our viewers, all the people who are diehard fans of Game of Thrones, I think they all were shocked pretty much at Red Wedding scene. If I may ask, whom you felt the most when they died at the Red Wedding?
Yeah, Talisa.
Oh, Talisa?
Yeah, Talisa. I didn't have any kind of she is relatively new, but I
Mm-hmm.
think the reason why I didn't have any special liking towards her, but because of her natural love and chemistry between herself and Rob,
Yeah,
compared to everyone else in the show who's either being raped or being forced to marry and those type of things. So it was a natural love marriage essentially, and then on
yeah,
top of that, she was a very likable, nothing too special, but a very likable, talented character because she was a medic,
yeah.
and yeah.
And do you think the reason they killed her first is uh, is because she was carrying Rob's child?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of the show, in terms of killing people, they could have just cut her throat and killed him,
Mm,
and then it wouldn't have mattered. But for the purpose of for the purpose of drama and getting a response out of viewers, they did it in the most violent way.
mm. Yeah, that I agree with that. So, Kasim, we'll start with the questions now. About like overall from season one until the end of season three. What do you think, Kasim, about Tyrion, first of all?
Tyrion. Yeah, so
Tyrion
I mean,
Lannister.
from season one, he was different to everyone else. He was very witty, funny character, and he was the only one that would happily slap a potential king. I mean, at that time, he probably didn't know he was going to become king, but still, I mean, even though Joffrey is king, he still slapped him. I think at one point.
Yeah.
Um,
And what do you think, Kasim, about the relation between Tyrion and his father?
um, well, initially, we thought, or we got the impression that he was hated. But in the last few episodes, there was a particular scene where Tyrion said, "What have you ever done for me?"
Yeah.
And his response was something along the lines of, was essentially letting you live and helping you was my sacrifice, which
So
was
he was making. Did you notice, Kasim, that he was making him feel like bad most of the time, like
yeah, Tyrion, yeah, exactly,
as if he was
exactly.
a curse on the
Curse on
family.
the family, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, he has said it, and Cersei,
Yeah, Cersei. Yeah,
Cersei,
Cersei
Cersei,
Lannister.
Cersei Lannister both have said it. I hate you because you killed our mother when you were born. So, I mean, what deeper insult could you possibly say to somebody?
Yeah, Kasim. Going back to season one, I think the most there were two really important scenes I would like to ask you about. First, when Bran was pushed out of the window, and the second was Ned Stark's death. Would you like to comment a little bit on both of those incidents?
So, the bit where he got pushed, I
Yeah,
already had said a few times actually in the videos that particular bit, or the first episode or two, I've seen it before, maybe 3 months ago or 6 months ago actually. So overall, the episode was very, very. I couldn't remember much of it, but I knew something happened to him. But yet, when I watched it again, I was still very surprised at that.
Mhm.
And he obviously woke up a little bit later on, and obviously he's paralyzed. But that was obviously kind of the first taste of what Game of Thrones is actually like.
Yeah.
A lot of incest and people happily murdering
Mhm.
people that are close to them, kind of. And
Yeah.
I'm guessing you were going to ask about Ned Stark now.
Yeah. I was going to ask about Ned Stark, and of course, at the end of season one, another important scene was when Daenerys's dragons are finally hatched.
Yeah,
So if you just comment a little bit about both
but
of them.
both. So yeah, Ned Stark, he was kind of the first likable character, seeing as he seemed to be a decent man in a world that was pretty corrupt and messed up. I mean, he was definitely not perfect. There were a few
Mhm.
times when he even was suggesting how he's done some bad things in the past.
Yeah,
But he always tried to be a good man. And then right at the end, just before just before he was executed, obviously Cersei tried to stop Joffrey.
yeah.
But obviously Joffrey, as we know now,
As you mentioned, Qasim, Cersei, do you think it's Cersei was behind it, but was just acting to stop Joffrey, or do you think that she literally meant to stop the
no,
execution?
based on the reaction, no. And also moving forward, if you keep on seeing, she has no control over him now.
Yeah,
She has no control. So I think it's a genuine thing. And also, in that moment when just before Ned was going to be executed, I was because he appeared to be a important character. I was so sure that there was going to be an arrow coming out of
yeah,
nowhere to hit the
yeah,
executioner, and then that
hmm
would be the end of it. He would be saved.
yeah. But
But
nothing
no,
happened
but
like
nothing happened. So yeah,
that's Game of
it
Thrones.
seems like yeah, exactly. So it seems like there are no big heroes in Game of Thrones like that, like a traditional movie type of thing.
So Qasim, just
Oh, and then
just like
Daenerys.
yeah, Daenerys, and just before you go to Daenerys, just one, if you just like in a couple of sentences about Cersei, what do you think about her? Like as up till so far,
Up
uh,
until now, season three.
yeah, yeah,
Um, so an interesting thing about both Cersei and Jamie, because they're kind of obviously a thing, is
yeah,
that the especially Jamie, but obviously your questions about Cersei, what they're doing slowly, they're getting you to sympathize with Cersei quite a bit about
Mhm.
her past and what she's doing and things like that. And the same
Yeah,
thing for Jamie as well. They're characters where you start off watching them, you don't really like them, they're not very nice people, but then slowly you're seeing a different story, a different side to them, and that's kind of the
yeah,
same thing for Cersei as well. And at the moment, she has no control
yeah.
over her son. That's the
Okay,
that.
okay. So Qasim, now before I ask you some specific questions, I would like to ask you about just a couple of sentences about Daenerys as well. So far, like from season one, even though the story was a bit slow, but so far till the end of season three, what do you think about her?
Thinking about it, her story has been probably one of the slowest, but
Yeah,
up until now, it looks like it's going to be one of the most interesting for sure, because she has the dragons, because of her story, because essentially she's coming from nothing. But to comment on episode 10 of season 1,
yeah,
that bit, the scene where she came out of the fire naked with the dragons,
yeah,
we got a bit of a hint that that was going to happen when she put the egg into the fire, and then she
yeah.
touched it. She was fine. The maid, whatever maid slave.
Jorah.
No. There was a
Oh, no,
maid.
the girl. Oh, okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
she
yeah,
touched it. She burned her hands. So
yeah,
that was the clue that
yeah.
when she goes into the fire, she was going to be fine. But obviously that was a quite intense, amazing scene. Really enjoyed that, and the fact that 3 dragons came out of it was really good.
Okay. So, Kasim, please also comment about Jon Snow. His either you want to comment about up till season two, season one, or season three so far. Like depends upon what you think about Jon Snow. If you would like to comment about his role and so far his journey.
Yeah, I mean he started off from the beginning with the Stark family, and then he joined
Wa-
the
The wall,
the black, what's the proper name of it?
the
Black Wolf?
castle black, the
Castle
wall,
Black. Yeah, he joined them.
yeah,
The
watchers.
black the yeah, and so he joined them,
There's a lot of name for
a
them.
lot of
I think,
names, a lot of
yeah,
names.
yeah,
Um,
watchers.
the Watchers of the Wall. Yeah.
Yeah,
So he joined them, and his story was slow. It was, I would say it was a bit more interesting compared to Daenerys. I mean, overall, it was moving a bit more faster actually.
yeah.
Him as a character, at the moment, um, I don't really care. He's not doing anything too interesting.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
obviously, I've been told that he is a big part of the show. So obviously, I'll keep a note of what he's doing. At the moment, he's just moving from one location to another, making
Of
friends
course,
and
he's
whatnot.
captured now, and he's with the wildlings up till the end of season three. It seems he escaped, but let's see what happens. I'll come to my next question, Kasim. What do you think about Tyrion and Sansa's marriage? I mean, do you think that marriage will last or not?
No, probably not.
Okay.
Probably not.
Uh,
I'm thinking about is whether they're going to have children or not, because the nature of the
hmm,
show. I mean, I know she's 14, but this is Game of Thrones. This type of thing can easily happen. I mean, if if people are if brothers and sisters are doing it, then why can't anyway? But I mean, it's a bit different because those two are consenting adults. She's only 14, but still, this is something I'm thinking about at the moment. Is she gonna is she gonna have a baby? Is she not? But I think if she does, it's going to change her story a little bit.
yeah.
So I don't think so. I don't. But things are just so unpredictable that it's really hard to say anything.
Okay. So, Kasim, what do you think about Tyrion and Sansa's marriage?
It's a crazy marriage, for obvious reasons. Wasn't really expecting it, and I don't think it will last.
Okay. And another question about Sansa, which came to my mind, was how did Sansa look with Loras when you saw her in season three? How did they both look together, in your opinion?
I mean, overall,
If it would have went, I mean, of course, if they would have got married, which they didn't, but how two of them looked together?
To be honest, I mean, obviously I was watching it, but the thing that stood out rather than how they looked was actually Sansa's reaction towards him. She
Hmm,
obviously liked him quite a lot and would have happily married him. That is the thing that stood out rather than how they looked together.
totally agree. Okay. So, do you think going forward from season three, will Shay will be all right with Tyrion and Sansa's marriage so far? Like, will she be all right going on from this point?
So I've obviously watched episode 9 of season 3. So in that episode, the eunuch whose name is what?
Varys.
Varys. So Varys tried to give Shay a lot of diamonds. And even I didn't realize this, that Shay thinks that Tyrion gave him these diamonds to bribe her to go away with a
Okay.
lot of money. That's what she said. She said to him, that tell him to talk to me myself himself, or I don't want his money, something like that. Yeah.
Hmm. So, do you think she will not be? She'll
Oh,
not
sorry. Yeah,
adjust with
yeah.
this.
I think. I think she. It's hard to say because it's so unpredictable. I think, like I said before, I think she's probably gonna be killed. But no, it's hard to say now because he's with
So
Sansa
your
now.
prediction is that she might be killed.
She might be killed. Before I said she will be killed, but now he's married to Sansa, so she's in the background a little bit. She might be safe. Actually, if Sansa finds, oh no, okay, that's never mind. Okay.
You can predict some.
No, I was thinking maybe Sansa will get her killed, but she's friends with Sansa. She and Sansa are friends,
Okay.
so I don't think so. No, that's not unlikely to happen.
Okay. What do you think about the scene of Sam killing a White Walker with dragon glass? Where
I mean, to be honest, when I saw it, I thought that was interesting, but I didn't really realize the importance of it.
okay. So I mean, like thinking about that, Sam has actually found out. Of course, the old maesters, they know about perhaps what he read in those books in Castle Black, but I think they only were killing White Walkers with fire. So as you can see, Sam was the first one to use dragon glass against a White Walker. Okay. And Qasim, what do you think about the relation between Brienne and Jaime? And what do you think about
yeah, I mean,
Jaime?
as soon as those two kind of started having scenes together,
Yeah.
the first thought, my first thought was, this is a very funny duet, and it pretty much was up until the end, which was pretty much when when they had to separate, which is obviously when Jamie went back to Cersei.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a very entertaining duet without a doubt.
Okay. And funny as well.
Yeah,
They were
exactly.
quite funny together. Really, it was really nice to watch them. Another very important question, which I think a lot of our viewers would like you to comment on, is so far what uh, what do you think about Bran? His supernatural abilities? Do you think his story will take a bigger turn? Do you think so?
Well, I mean, I know enough about the show to know that it's a big part, and he's going to be there for a bit, a while, or a bit, or whatever it is. So there's no doubt, pretending I don't know. But I mean, his abilities, they're coming through very slowly. The most recent thing that happened is that he has the ability to control humans, and other people have the
And you
ability.
just saw, I think you saw Bran controlling Hodor.
Hodor, yeah. Yeah. So that's what happened. I mean, they were saying that the ability to control animals is very common, but humans it's very rare, unique. He's the one and only person who can do it.
Brilliant. So you think that Bran will be important later on?
Yeah.
Okay. Where do you think Arya's story is going so far? Are you satisfied with her journey?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
far up
definitely. I
into
mean, as you
season
know,
3?
she's my favorite character, and
Yes, of course.
in this this fictional world, and the nature of the show and the characters. Listen, to be honest, it's gonna take a child just like Arya. Sorry, you said Arya, right? Arya, yeah,
Yeah.
Arya and Bran to do very brave, bold things because
Yeah.
they're not mixed up in the politics of adulthood and thrones and money and all of these. So yeah, her story's going very well. I'm hoping for her to be kind of properly trained up in sword fighting and all of that good stuff.
She has a very interesting story ahead. So let's see what happens. Um, I would like to ask you about your prediction about Joffrey, Qasim, before the start of season 4. I mean, what do you think will Joffrey be killed, or he will make it?
Yeah, I mean,
Or will he make it till the next season? What is your
yeah, I
prediction?
think so. I think so. I don't know how many seasons, but at least another season. But like I said from day one, I was looking forward to someone killing him and putting him in his place. As you could, as people can see, and you can see from my reactions, anytime someone gives him a good slap, I'm always clapping, and so. In terms of predictions, I hope something happens to him, but it probably won't. But I mean, he's giving a different type of entertainment, but I don't like him.
Very good. What is your prediction about season 4, Kasim? Anything you like to predict or any
Yeah, predict.
expectation?
Yeah, predict or hopes more like. I'm hoping something horrible happens to Joffrey first of all, and I hope things between the Theon, sorry, not Theon, Tyron, and
Yeah.
Sansa become a bit more smooth and they sort things out. I mean, obviously, he shouldn't really be married to her.
Okay, so Kasim, what are your predictions, or if I may call them expectations, for season 4?
hmm So firstly, I'm hoping that Joffrey, something bad happens to Joffrey. As everyone knows, I love when Joffrey gets slapped, especially by Tyrion or his mother, which she probably won't do again because she'll probably end up getting executed by her own son. But Tyrion, yeah, obviously loves slapping him. But yeah, I'm hoping something will happen to him. And Sansa, I'm hoping that she gets her training. Sorry, not Sansa, Arya. Arya gets
Yeah.
her training. Sansa, I mean, hopefully her and Tyrion sort things out.
Yeah.
Obviously, Shay is right in the middle of that, and she's going nowhere. Maybe she will be dying sooner rather than later yet again. Maybe it's just really hard to say. Um, and
Okay.
and obviously
Any other prediction about Jon Snow or anything
Jon Snow.
before we move on to the next
So
question?
obviously in episode
And Daenerys.
yeah, so Jon Snow obviously he's probably gonna go back to the Castle Black, probably most likely, and regroup. I don't know what his next move is going to be, to be honest. Obviously, because there's a war coming as well with the White Walkers at some point. So he probably is going to be involved with that. And Daenerys is obviously her story is moving forward now. She has an army. She's attacked. She's attacked a castle. I suppose you could call it a castle or and she's gained quite a lot of power very quickly.
She get unsullied
Yeah. Oh,
the
yeah,
army.
exactly. But I'm talking about after that, the
Oh,
slaves.
okay.
I think it might have been 200,000. It was something,
Oh.
something. It was a really large number. I remember it might have been 100,000 or 200,000. And yeah, that's yeah. She's gonna just carry on gaining more power for now. She probably will want more. To
Do you think, Qasim, that, or if I may say it like that, um, she, in your opinion, is more deserving of Iron Throne? Is that what you are trying to say?
No, no. You asked me this question before. I mean, I mean, in terms of technically speaking, it might be X person that deserves it, but this is a show that you have to essentially kill and murder for it. I'm not sure if anyone really deserves it at all, to be honest. And that's it.
What do you think about Jon Snow and Ygritte, their relation?
Well, it looks like it's almost about to end. I don't know what the future's going to hold, considering he ran away and she tried to stop him by shooting him many times with arrows. So who knows?
Okay. Um, if you please also, Qasim, comment about Bronn and Tyrion's friendship and relation, and with Pod as well. If you just comment.
The one with Pod, that's not very interesting. The one between Bronn and Tyrion is more the interesting one. I mean, because of where they are in terms of their roles in the and the status, things are not really happening at the moment. I'm hoping going forward something interesting will happen, but leading up to this place, it was very interesting. They make a good match. Definitely very humorous, just like Jamie and Brienne and certain other people. But yeah. So it's good.
Okay, that's good. Qasim, what do you think about Theon and the torture happening to him?
Very. I mean, the torture itself is obviously very messed up, but also very disturbing and clever. Because obviously, you know how he pretended that he was escaping, and then brought him back.
Yeah.
That was very shocking.
By Ramsay Bolton, that guy who
Ramsay, that was his name.
he
Yeah.
he was very. You said he was very clever.
Mm.
Okay, that's true. So, as Qasim, you know that one of our your viewer on YouTube, she likes
Littlefinger?
Littlefinger. Yeah. So, Qasim, just also tell us who do you think is more clever, Littlefinger or Varys?
I think who's going to survive the longest
Yeah.
is Varys. I think Littlefinger is probably trying too hard, and it will end up killing himself. He almost got his throat cut out by Cersei when essentially Cersei Littlefinger threatened her with the fact that he has the knowledge of her having a relationship with her brother, and obviously in that moment, as you saw her, she could have just cut his throat there and then. So he's being quite bold, and he might end up dying probably. But Varys is playing things very smartly for sure.
That's good. Qasim, I think we have talked about important characters and important events. Of course, some predictions were also covered. So I would like to ask you anything you want to say about Game of Thrones before we finish the question and answer session, and anything you would like to say to the viewers who are liking and viewing your videos, of course.
Yeah, I mean, overall, in my mind, the characters that stick out the most are Tyrion and Arya, and the Jaqen, who's the assassin as well, because obviously he's very interesting.
Yeah.
Bran's abilities are going to be very interesting going forward. Daenerys obviously is going to be an important character, and her development is going to be very interesting. She's obviously going to do many more crazy, interesting things going forward. But these characters that I've just mentioned are the ones that are standing out for me personally. So I'm keen to know how that goes. But I mean, other than that, I would say that if our viewers enjoy our videos, they should definitely subscribe. It gives me a lot of motivation to keep on watching
Qasim,
it.
if they don't subscribe, I have this devil's wand, if I may call it, and I can cast a spell on them. Just as a joke. But I think, as you just rightfully mentioned, it's guys, it's all about your love and support, which you are giving us, and our videos. You're liking our videos, subscribing to us. That is motivating us. As Qasim also keep mentioning it in at the end of all. I think almost all of his reaction videos. Thank you very much for your love and support. And hopefully, going forward, when we get more and more subscribers, we will be bringing a live question and answer session for you guys. If you have any question, anything you want to ask us, anything you want to ask Qasim, you please write in the comment section. And I will be doing the live streaming question and answer session with Qasim. I'll be asking all of those questions to him, and we will be getting his review, and we will be getting his comments about all of your favorite characters. So please, guys, show us your support and love. Click that subscribe button so that you keep watching these entertaining videos. Okay, so Qasim, please comment something about White Walkers in the Wall if you like to.
Yeah, so the White Walkers are the kind of the fantasy side of this overall story. I'm hoping that this particular side of it, becomes more prominent sooner rather than later. But as you said, it's kind of a backstory for now. But I'm keen to find out more about it. I think going forward, I'm hoping what will happen is that all the human armies will eventually join together and fight them. I'm expecting and predicting something like that regarding that. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Qasim, would you like to comment about Marjorie, which you were mistakenly calling her Margaret? I think
Margaret, many times.
uh, and I think one of our YouTube viewer, he tried to correct you as well. Thanks to him. Would you like to comment something about her?
Yeah, I've commented on her a few times. Her character is very interesting, because essentially she's playing the game very well, and I can't really tell if she's gonna die horribly because she's playing too much. I can't really tell, but time will tell. But yeah, I like her.
That's good. Would you like to comment about Jorah, Daenerys's?
Yeah, so the Jorah and Daenerys have a bit of chemistry. I'm expecting him. I should expect anyone to die now, but I'm expecting him to die at some point from protecting her from something like that is going to happen, no doubt. I don't see him as a traitor yet, but traitor to her. But I think he will probably fight and die for her, something like that.
Okay. Anything about the Red Witch, Qasim, and Stannis?
So I'm from the last episode. It seems like Stannis is more of a good guy than bad, because he essentially.
Do you think he's a good guy, but he's in the kind of spell of
Yeah, I
Red
think
Witch?
so. I think so. I mean, most characters in here are not, morally the best anyway. But I think he maybe he was at one point. But yeah, because of her and her, she is obviously twisting things around, and I don't know if she's going to be a big part of this thing. But obviously, she has the power to kill people, so she has power basically.
Hmm. Anything you would like to comment on the Hound? As of course he has Arya for now.
Yeah, I mean, he said it himself. He said he's doing it for money. He obviously changed his mind about Joffrey and the king. Like you said, he was like, "F the king," blah blah blah, and then he ran away. So maybe this is the turning point for him. Maybe he'll do some good later on, and probably die protecting Arya. I can imagine that. So we'll see. But yeah, he I like him now. Before I didn't really care, but he's kind of a good duo between him and Arya. Not really a duo because he's just kidnapped her. But anyway, yeah.
That's good. And please also comment about Olenna, Lady Olenna.
Olena. Yeah, I think it's Elena or Lady Olena, but
Olena.
it might be, yeah.
She's the grandmother of
Yeah, so she's
Marjorie.
kind of on the same level as Tyrion's father, whose name is Tyrell.
Tywin.
Whose name is Tywin. So those two are kind of on a similar level, and that's why they were having a conversation regarding Cersei marrying her grandson. Sorry, and
She seems very clever. Do you think?
yeah, definitely very clever, very very witty, very kind of to the point, blunt type of character, which is obviously a good thing.
Okay. So, Qasim, going forward, do you think season 4 will be interesting?
Yeah, I hope so. Considering someone whose name I can't disclose to anybody was
Qasim,
telling
who? Sorry, what he did? What did he say?
he was saying to me that just skip to season 4.
Oh my God.
Everything, all the interesting things happen and start from season 4. But like I said, I can't tell you his name, so please don't ask me his name. He likes to stay anonymous. But yeah, he kept on saying it. Every time I finished one episode, he would say, "Are you ready to skip to season 4?" I said, "No, no, no. I want to enjoy the slow
Yeah, you won't be
story.
able to understand the
I
story. You have
won't
to
be able
watch
to
every
story."
story in order to
Our
reach
viewers,
season 4.
our viewers said many times, "Please don't skip. Please don't skip. You're not going to
Oh, thanks to
understand
them.
anything."
Thanks to them.
Yeah, thanks to them.
Okay, so that's good, Qasim, that you didn't skip and you are watching all of the episodes to build up the character building. And I think whatever is going to happen later on, you would be enjoy it more because you are now kind of connected with every character. Qasim, in the end, I'm so glad that you've started liking the show and you are hooked in. And if you would like to say anything to the subscribers and the viewers and all the people who are watching us on the YouTube, over to you.
Yeah, so I'd like to say thanks for the comments. I'm pretty much replying to every single one, and the new subscriptions are coming in daily, and that gives motivation for me to keep on watching more and more episodes and giving you better and better reviews and feedback. But more importantly, on top of the subscriptions, it's good to have comments so we can have some sort of conversation. You ask a question, I give you my thoughts straight away.
You're saying, Qasim, that the next, of course, our next live streaming or next Q&A session, hopefully our viewers will ask us the questions and I'll be asking you those questions. So, guys, please subscribe to us, show us your love and support as you are already showing. We'd love your questions and hit that notification button, subscribe to our channel, and hopefully we'll be bringing more and more entertaining videos for you guys. For now, take care. Bye bye.
Bye. Peace.